According to the Asia Times, some hardliners in the US claim that if Taiwan is attacked, the US should implement a scorched-earth policy and blow up chip companies such as Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. The claim has been strongly criticized by many on the island. The scorched-earth hype coincided with the release last week of a US Defense Department report on China's military power. The official report made it clear that the United States could not win a war with China in the seas around East Asia. And the US cannot defend the island, whether it wants to or not. Under such circumstances, some people in the US hyped up the so-called scorched-earth policy, claiming that they should take the initiative to blow up TSMC and other chip companies in the event of a war. There has been a lot of opposition in Taiwan. The US Department of Defense released a report on China's military power on November 29, reflecting the US reflection on the development of China's military capabilities. Commenting on the report, American hawk Elbridge Colby said senior U.S. naval officers had confided to him that the U.S. was on track for what could be the most important war with China since the Second World War. The officer added that he hoped there would be no war. In response, Mr. Colby and many hawks argue that the U.S. needs a stronger military presence in the Western Pacific to deter China. Against this backdrop, some hawks in the U.S. have started to hype up the so-called scorched earth policy. For example, former Trump National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien told a Nixon Foundation conference that he did not believe the U.S. could win a war, so if the island were occupied, the U.S. would pursue a scorched earth policy to destroy its semiconductor industry. The alleged reason he gave was that China would hold the United States and the Western world hostage over its supply of chips. Two professors at the U.S. Army War College made similar comments. They also point to the rapid evacuation of many Taiwanese chip industry engineers during the war. Earlier in 2021, the U.S. Army War College had published similar so-called research results, claiming that because TSMC produces about 55% of the world's total semiconductor production, it was necessary to equip semiconductor factories with self-destruct devices and blow them up in the event of a defeat by Taiwan authorities. These claims have triggered great controversy and criticism from many people on the island, who accuse some people in the US of only caring about their own interests and completely ignoring the safety of Taiwanese people and Taiwan's economic interests. The island's military affairs chief, Chao Kwok-cheng, said Taiwan authorities in the United States did not drill evacuation engineers during the drill. Hung Xiu-chu, a former chairwoman of the Kuomintang, said the scorched earth policy was unacceptable to the majority of the Taiwanese public, and she denounced such remarks by hawks in the United States. Moreover, the scorched earth policy of the United States may not make any real difference. China's Taiwan Work Office of the State Council said last year that reunification is absolutely not TSMC's business, dealing a blow to the scorched earth policy, which seems to have little fear of TSMC being blown up. The report highlights China's latest military buildup, including the doubling of its satellite coverage capability in the Western Pacific since 2018, strong intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities, and enhanced global situational awareness against U.S. military platforms. These satellites could guide up to 2,000 land-based missiles at moving targets, including America's vital aircraft carriers. According to the U.S. report, the variant of China's DF-21D anti-ship ballistic missile can carry out long-range precision strikes against aircraft carriers beyond the Western Pacific. The missile is equipped with a maneuverable re-entry vehicle warhead that can also be reloaded and fired on the battlefield. China has increased its inventory of DF-21D and DF-26 ballistic missiles, and in 2020, it tested attacks on moving targets in the South China Sea. In 2021, the PLA launched about 135 ballistic missiles, more than the rest of the world combined. In addition, China's hypersonic DF-17 missile has been put into operation, making it almost impossible for the U.S. military to intercept it. It is primarily used against military bases and fleets in the Western Pacific. The Asia Times also pointed out that the U.S. ambiguous policy stance on Taiwan makes the Taiwan authorities at a loss. The Taiwanese authorities cannot be sure how the United States will help them in the event of a war, so they cannot push ahead with a targeted military modernization program. As a result, Taiwan is still investing in costly and high-profile equipment, such as expensive submarines, frigates and fighter jets, in a strategic flip-flop between what it calls asymmetric warfare and conventional frontal warfare. The media commented that the political groups on the island once believed that the war could be won, but with a major shift in the balance of power, this strategy is actually out of date. China's growing missile strike force, for example, could overwhelm the island's Patriot air defense missile systems, destroy its navy, and quickly destroy most of its Air Force jets. Therefore, the Taiwan authorities should adopt an asymmetric strategy as soon as possible to raise the operational costs of the other side. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share and comment. Thank you.